How you guys doing? It's Jim from the Hi-Fi Smoke Sessions. Not doing with Nick this time. He's busy at a show, so I thought, it's been a year since we've done anything, and it's gonna be my first straight vocal recording. I'm deciding to do my own little solo thing. I've been listening to a lot of metalcore lately. Got back into my pop punk, sound. A lot of good music out there. And myself, I feel a lot of potential in the metal scene. A lot of the people I'm around tend to gear towards more 80s, kind of still stuck, with listening to Rat and, oh, God, I'm having a brain fart here. Listening to bands like Rat and AC/DC and, oh my God, Guns N' Roses, excuse me. I mean, there's a ton I could list off. Well, I'm not saying that hair metal is a bad thing, but it's just not my thing. Nah, never really been into it. I mean, yeah, there's a couple songs I'll go after, but they'll rarely hit my MP3 player. Sorry, Apple, I don't like your iPods. They're just pieces of junk, to be honest. I mean, they're a pain to use, and I like to chug away, a couple albums a week, and it's a pain to do the syncing. Like, I find dragging and dropping is easier. I use a program on my Android operated phone. It's called PowerAmp. I've been using it for about 3 years now. Rarely had difficulties with it. Just the phones themselves that I was using, I had difficulties. It's one of the best MP3 programs, apps out there. Ran way better than, the stock application, and just easier to use, and shuffles better. Always likes to get new tunes in there when I do put it in shuffle, which gives a good flow, keeps it going. Then you can also rate your songs, so just like your Pandora and Spotify, which will get you, what songs you're more, that you want to hear more, so they'll come faster and come quicker during shuffle, which makes it nice, complimentary to, your device. So, anywho, straying away from that, like I always tend to do if you watched previous episodes. But I want to get straight to the music. I'm going to do 2 albums this time. One is from the city I'm currently in. I'm not from here. I'm an upstate New Yorker, technically central New Yorker. If you're from the area and you're listening, definitely, give a shout out. Love to hear you guys back home. Guys always hear me ranting back home about music and my passion for it, along with Nick. He did get into the industry. I'm very proud of him. He's doing his EDM thing. He's DJing for the last 5 years. Mad props. Making decent money off it. He's enjoying it. Check him out. It's Dead Romeo if you're not familiar with it. His tunes are out there. Pretty decent. Straying away from the chill step currently. And he's getting more into like a bro step sound somewhat with dubstep, but take out the theatrics, and that's more on point with his current style. He messed with trap and a few other styles of EDM. But yeah, go for it. His name is Dead Romeo. He can be found on SoundCloud, Facebook. Those are the 2 that I know of. EDM.net. He's out there too, so check him out if you're really into EDM. I mean, I've heard so much of it as of the last couple of years. I'm kind of getting sick of it. I transcended back into metal core itself, pop core, screamo core, whatever. There's 100 of them out there. But yeah, myself, I've been getting back into punk and bubblegum punk, pop punk, whatever you want to call it. It's been good times with that. Some people call it emo. It is what it is. But yeah, anyways, sorry about that, guys. We're getting lost again. Yes, I want to do a review of the Plot in You, located right here in Findlay, Ohio. Or they're from Findlay. Pretty sure Landon and a few of the other members have distanced themselves off. I do work with a guy. I'm going to leave his name unspoken. But if he's listening to this, he knows who he is. His cousin is the bassist. So, him and his brother, seen Rep It Up. That's what's up. Mad props to a really good band. Their last album, Could You Watch Your Children Burn, was kind of trendy metalcore. But their latest, Happiness and Self-Destruction, has taken a different approach. A big approach from what a lot of metalcore artists are doing these days. I've only given the album 2 spins so far, so I'm going to try my best with this album, but it stuck to me. The second listen really, I pressed my ears into it, and I kind of got a somewhat intimate listen while I was at work and heading home from work, and also finishing it off. Hit a couple tracks that really caught me when I got back home. So, yes, in the beginning, you're gonna hear your typical metalcore screams, your chuggy riffs, but then it starts to get really eerie, almost trembling to a point. Like, I can feel his emotional pain. And being in Findlay for the last couple years, it was kind of the group I stuck around with. There was a lot of nonsense that did come about. I've talked to other people I've just met and interacted with. They kind of get the same vibe, too. It's just a lot of people around here like to create drama. I mean, think it's Jerry Springer's show in reality, whatever, what have you. We had the same problem back in New York and Rome, but you guys just take it to a whole nother level. And hearing it from Landon's voice, through his lyrics, as he's spoken before, I believe in the song Ma and Pa was about Findlay. If I'm wrong, fucking comment, do what you want. It is what it is. But anyways, he really kind of gives a depth of how depressing the city is. Like, how people feed themselves off these addictions to a point where it's almost like suicide that they don't even understand. God, I'm trying to think of, well, the most twisted that really caught my head was Pillhead. It's a common thing in Finley. Not about that scene. I am really more about natural things. I mean, is it the New York in me? I don't know. I'm sure there's other people out, aside in this country and within this country and outside this country who kind of agree with me. I'm more natural about it. Alternative medication's more my thing. I just read so much bullshit throughout the years. Seeing what these pills are doing to people and all these damn lawsuits, I put 2 and 2 together and just follow my own route. I give respect to my doctors. Certain medications help, but there are some that, you're just gonna kill yourself over. I'm not trying to be shouting out that, yeah, smoke weed, do mushrooms, yeah, it helps with this, helps with that. If it's not for you, cool, that's you, do you. Just don't shove more than you can into your body. Our bodies are so, weak as themselves. We can only do so much, but our brains, certain parts of our body are really stronger than what these medications do, and you're gonna fuck your whole system up. Um, Now, of course, I'm trying to look at this track list here. I'm sorry. Um, some of the, there are some songs on this album that really captivated me. It's more original. Um, not, it's heavy. Oh my God, is it heavy? It reminds me of a mirror. So much, that Landon does spit off of a hole in the wall. You will hear that. Another track that really captivated me. Um, My Old Ways. It was a little bit light in certain instances, less than chugging, more relaxed tone, from the guitar. But then it kind of got a little heavy a little bit, but not strong enough to be like, ooh, this is cool, trendy. I mean, I do kind of favor some of the more softer songs, in my opinion. Um, I'm trying to remember this one that really, really got to me. Really was heartfelt, um, which, hell, anybody could definitely relate to this song. I'm just check it here, guys. I'm sorry. Um, was Die Like Your Brothers. Lyrically, it kind of went along with people who are like sheep and follow, whatever guides them because somebody else said, hey, do this. And they're like, oh, okay. That's one thing in a job, but to do it in your whole 24/7, wake up and, it's kind of stupid, really. People have always looked at me as kind of sheep in wolf's clothing. Sometimes a shepherd, depends on who I'm around and how I interact with you and how you interact with me. I could turn into things, But all I try to do is help people, guide people, in a better direction. And listening to Die Like Brothers is kind of like an anthem to that. It's like, wake up, be about yourself, not everybody else. He does mention a lot of family issues, such as Take Me Away, really a softer song, which really brings out a quieter mood of like, just get me away from this place. I want to leave. I want to escape. I don't want to be around this nonsense. I want to be around somewhere new. I do kind of feel that at times living in the city. Findlay's a funny city. There's somewhat conservative Republican views I don't agree upon, but others do. But a lot of kids around here are trendy. Yeah, I am a little bit to an extent, but in other instances, I'm not. I like to follow different crowds too. I can hang out with kids who are obsessed with hip hop, and then there's other kids who, want to listen to metal, and then there's the other guys that are really into country. I don't really go with the country kids. You know, don't really find a forte in that. It's just I kind of consider it like take a Skylancer and do the speed limit in it. You know what I mean? It's like you're gonna take your guitar and do simple plucks and simple tunage when you could put some god awful drop D's, even a couple A B's in their notes, such as his Plot New album. Very, very good on the instrumentals. But it's really Landon's voice and lyrics that really captivated me overall. Such truthfulness, more very much more personal. Very disturbed guy. Somebody I fuck would associate with on a daily basis. Weird. But that's how some people are. You know, we're very emo. Well, I'm not saying the trendy emo, but I'm saying true personal emotional people who wear our heart in our sleeves. Um, but you got a story to tell and people do want to hear it. There's more like you, and I believe Landon is giving people like, hey, don't do this stupid shit. I've seen this shit happen to people like myself and others before, and I'm gonna write it in the most depressing undertones and dark, deep, wording. And it sounds almost orchestrated. Like none of these tracks sound similar to each other at all. Like they all have their own unique drumming and guitar and bass. But then you hear that vocals and it's like, wow. Just keep on going, man. Like this is something I could play over and over again and don't feel abused. There's been a few albums out there I have heard recently that just sound like, oh my god, is it over yet? I think I've heard the same song. Track 1 sounds just like track 3, and etc. It sucks. Me and Nick were just speaking of earlier. Like, a lot of bands have, been putting out albums like every year. And it's been a few years since, I believe, since the new Plot New has been out. It's been about 2 that I can think of. I could be wrong, though. I'm not trying to go perfect on this, but this is something I like to hear. Also, another thing I do want to put into something he really brought, going back to that dark, deep lyrics. He likes to whisper. Not many artists do that, and it kind of captivates the listener into, whoa, maybe he's being real serious about this. Like, it's psychological, of course, but it's mind altering because you tend to hear closer, and the wording he uses in some of these tracks, especially, he likes to pull it and Take Me Away. You tend to hear a little bit more. You tend to think more of it, and okay, maybe he's being real serious about this situation. And the words Landon uses during those moments, really makes you think and wonder, like, damn, that's pretty fucked up. I mean, just think about it every day. When somebody whispers in your ear, you tend to tune out everything else, and you're hearing what to those words exact. And of course, I will not hate on Josh Childress's guitar. He doesn't do so much of the chug 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 and the palm muting breakdowns. He's tends to bring a softer side, more different, higher up, more softer sound, more slower, really. Trying getting brain farts here. Excuse me. More captivating sound, more sort of slower. Yeah, of course, same with the bass. It's not so heavy. They don't bass. Of course, I'm saying heavy again. It's not overdone and abused like a lot of bands have done. Um, there's gonna be a couple, riffs on there that really aren't very original. Of course, again, Landon picks right up with it and goes, you know what? This should help out. And I believe he knew whenever he was doing his vocals, he knew like, hey, I gotta follow this up. I gotta make this a little crisper. You know, be on point with this. Of course, again, it does mellow out more later in the song. Um, but, whew, God, how do I want to really talk about this to end it? Try to take this one a little, yeah. Anyways, following it up, the song "Time Changed Everything." It's really tugs at the listener and how it feels. Very powerful chorus. Even has a couple screams. It's a very soft song, and it will tug at those heartstrings. Trust me, you little emo kids who like screamo, check this song out right here. Time Changes Everything. You'll love it. Be right up your alley. But really, I would say, really most personal is Happiness and Self-Destruction. It's a really heart-touchy song. Kind of has some acoustic and ambient effects, which gives it a little bit of like an old-timey feel. Kind of like, say, if you put it on an old record, on an old, old. Oh, I'm trying to think of the device called. Excuse me, guys may have to put it in the comments, but they had like the horn attached to it. Gives that really old, crispy sound, touch to it, and it's a very, very personal song. Really good to the album. Let's bring on evolution to the album and to the plot and you. They separated themselves so much, from previous metalcore artists and current metalcore artists. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's been 3 years. Excuse me, 3 years since their last album. This one really gave a new evolution to them and a new sound to separate themselves from the rest, of course. And it's really given something the older fans, such as myself, they want to hear. It's kind of cool that I kind of drifted myself back when Silverstein started pulling this. Every year we got to pull a new release up. But then you guys sound just like you did on your last album. It's like, are you kidding me? You couldn't do anything different? It had to be, I don't know how many years before you got a tad bit different. Like, this is why I think this album's going to be on replay. may speak of it again if me and Nick ever get a session done. But yeah, check it out. It's definitely worth the purchase. It's on Amazon right now. It's off of Stay Sick Recordings, so if you guys have something to say about it, give me put in the comments, subscribe to Hi-Fi Smoke Sessions, tell your friends, and as always, keep on smoking, and if you're in a core, keep a core. Till next time, guys. Second edition may come very soon, but I think I'm going to keep it just one for now. The next one I do want to do a new Coheed and Cambria album. Was released today. I got no early release on it, but you know, I did get an early listen on it. It's the same old Coheed, but with a new lyrical twist, and very phenomenal album. But that's another review for another day. Till next time, guys, do your thing. Enjoy. And this is Jim from the Hi-Fi Smoke Sessions. Like, subscribe, and comment. Peace.